What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Mr. Hakanera here, back with another video for y'all. Today, as you can see by the title, I'm going to be bringing you guys my NBA 2K20 build. Of course, this may change when we find out a little bit more information about 2K20, but if it's very similar to this year in terms of attributes and archetypes, then this will be the build that I'm going to go ahead and make. So the thought process behind this build was I wanted to make a stretch for NBA 2K18. I had a 6'10 pure sharp, and I also had a shot creating sharpshooter. This year I had a pure stretch and I also had a pure sharp. And in the beginning of the year, my first build that I made was actually a sharp shooting shot creator. So as you can see, I like shooting builds, and I kind of wanted to keep something going on with being a shooter. That's what I just feel like I'm best at. So going into 2K20, I think I'm gonna go ahead and stick with the same thing. And I also decided that I wanted to keep being a stretch because I wanted to be a tall shooter. But you know, if you're a tall shooter, you're more than likely gonna be a little bit slower, even though you are a shooter. And if you have a sharpshooter in your build at all, you're just gonna be slow and unathletic. So I'm definitely gonna go ahead and make a stretch again next year. As far as what kind of stretch, I was trying to find something different that I didn't really see a lot, that I also knew would be a good all-around build. The first thing that came to mind, of course, was a shot creating stretch. That is becoming very popular due to the man himself, Duke Dennis. So I kind of want to be different. I knew that that wouldn't be something, you know, that would be not popular or rare or anything like that going into next year, because ever since Duke has become Duke, you know, you see people that copy him all the time. So I was like, okay, so shot creating stretch isn't it. Then going to the slashing stretch 4, I don't see too many of these, and it's a decent build. If you look at the badges, of course you have the gold shooting badges, pick and popper, Tyler score, catch and shoot, up and under specialist, and then you have the silver slashing badges and even silver difficult shots. And then down the bronze badges, you get all the defensive badges pretty much, and also acrobat on bronze, bruiser, and one-man fast break. You also get bronze hustle rebounder. But this wasn't exactly what I was looking for. It is an all-around build, but at the same time, I also have a sharp-shooting athletic finisher, which is not this, it's the opposite of this, but there's kind of a resemblance if you catch my drift. So this wasn't exactly what I was looking for. Next was the pure stretch 4. Me having one this year and also knowing that next year I'm gonna do this 99 grind, I don't really see the benefit of going ahead and grinding out a pure stretch to 99, just because obviously there is a big difference between the gold badges and the Hall of Fame badges, but to me it's not that much of a difference if you know how to use a shooting build like this. So to me, it was like, yeah, I would get the gold mid-range Deadeye, the gold difficult shots, gold teardropper, and gold charge card, but that's not something to me that I thought would be worth grinding out all the way to 99 overall with. So I was like, I love my pure stretch that I have this year, but that's not really what I was looking for in terms of, you know, actually grinding out to 99, and once I hit 99, I would see like an exponential difference. Next, what I actually looked really deep into was the playmaking stretch 4. I've only seen maybe 2 or 3 of these the entire year, and I actually looked up a lot of videos on the playmaking stretch 4, and I really do like the playmaking stretch 4. But in terms of being an all-around build, this wasn't really it. It's a great build to get yourself open, to help your teammates out, because of course we have silver diamond, silver lob city passer, and all the other playmaking badges on silver, with of course still the gold stretch badges. This right here, it would seem like it'd be a good build to grind to 99. Of course you'd be able to dribble and handle the ball and pass very well with this build, but this is more of a build for a park player in my opinion. I haven't seen any of them in a competition type of rec game, for the very rare rec games that you run into that are comp, or in the pro-am scene either. So I think this would be a very fun build to have that maybe somebody would make as their rebirth. but in terms of actual competition and being an all-around bucket, in my opinion, this isn't the build that I would go for. Next is the two-way stretch 4. I was thinking of at one point making a two-way sharp, and I like the build. The only thing that I didn't like about the build was that with the max wingspan, or with even minimum wingspan, or I'm sorry, default wingspan, your 3 only goes from a 80 to a 75. 75 obviously being max wingspan and default wingspan being 80. You could have better shooting if you chose to go with the lowest wingspan, but it affects your defense so much, and this being half of a defensive build, you don't really want to take away too much from your defense. So if you were gonna do anything with the wingspan that was not maxing it out, I would stay default, maybe 1 or 2 lower if you really wanted to shoot better. But as you can see from the badges, of course you still have the gold shooting badges, and you have all of these silver defensive badges, and this build would be an absolute monster at 99, especially with hustle rebounder in there as well. It'll be silver once you hit 99, and even the silver posterizer and Lob City finisher. The gold bruiser would absolutely dominate anything. A lot of the bigs wouldn't be able to bully you so much in the paint. This would be a great build to run at the 4 to go ahead and help out a glass or any kind of big that you had down there. So this build is one that I really considered, especially because I was thinking about making a two-way sharp, and me, now thinking of making a two-way stretch. This is definitely something that I am still going to consider, looking at once 2K20 comes out and seeing what the differences are with all of the builds. So another favorite that I have is the rebounding stretch 4. This is another one of the stretch builds that you could run at the 4 that would be an absolute monster if you line up with a glass cleaner or a rebounding rim protector or something of that nature. Besides being able to stretch the floor and shoot, you get putback king, break starters, silver hustle rebounders, silver charge card, silver bruiser, silver brick wall. Man, those are absolutely huge. And then of course bronze badges, Lob City finisher, posterizer, teardropper, relentless finisher, and all of the defensive badges on bronze. This at 99 would be an absolute monster of a build. But once again, the only thing that I did not like was the fact that your 3 ball only goes to about a 78. To me, I know you don't need a 93 ball or 85 open shot 3 to hit your shots, but I know at lower overalls, until you hit the 93, that 94 with the double takeover, before you max out your actual 3 ball rating, you could be quite inconsistent, because obviously when you first get the game and buy your VC and you hit that 85 overall, your 3 ball isn't going to be anywhere near its highest. And that right there, even with your badges, when you first start out, you're obviously not going to have your badges. So there could be a little bit of inconsistency with that. So I just like the security of having at least the 83 ball, 82 3 ball, something of that nature. But this build right here at 99 would be an absolute monster. But moving on, I skipped this one because this, as far as right now in this moment, if NBA 2K20 were to come out, this would be the build that I would be going with. The post scoring stretch 4. If you look at the badges, I get 2 Hall of Fame badges. Pick and popper, free throw ace, Hall of Fame. Pick and popper is a big deal, not so much for the free throw ace. We all know as a stretch, or as a shooter in general, sharpshooter primary, you're not really going to go to the line a lot, but it helps. I get the shooting badges on gold, of course. So corner specialist, deep range deadeye, limitless range, difficult shots, tireless score, catch and shoot, up and under specialist, and quick reflexes. The biggest thing about this build to me is the silver post scoring badge. We all know how overpowered the sharpshooting takeover is, and we all know how overpowered the post scoring takeover is. And from what we've seen so far, we know that there's going to be some form of takeover in NBA 2K20. So when I was thinking of what kind of stretch I wanted to make, I wanted to combine two different archetypes that already dominate in this 2K. And what I was thinking was, well, I don't see this build a lot, and I think that this would be a very underrated build, very slept on build. After the silver badges, you have bronze posterizer, bronze acrobat, bronze pick and roller, relentless finisher, break starter, lob city passer, hustle rebounder, and bruiser. I have all three of the major big man badges, so I can go ahead and play the big man role without actually being a big man, which, like a couple of the other stretch builds that we just went over, this would be great to run at the 4 and help out whatever big that we have on the floor. You know, I have pick and popper that could go along with the hustle rebounder and the bruiser, or even pick and roller with the relentless finisher and the acrobat. You know, if I'm not picking and rolling, I could still spot up and be a spot up shooter. I still have gold limitless range. I even have gold difficult shots that is really high for a shooting build that isn't a shot creator. So this right here is the build that I'm going to be going with, and then from here I'll go ahead and show you how I would make this build. So of course it would be a power forward, post scoring, stretch 4. With the height, there's a lot of controversy. I've seen one person on YouTube with this build, and he made his 6'11". In my opinion, after playing this 2K, and I made my pure stretch 6'11", but I've also ran on accounts that have 7 foot. I think that the 7 foot is definitely the way to go. Yeah, you're not as athletic, but man, being 7 foot, I've seen it, I've used it, we all know it, you shoot over those. As far as weight, I haven't quite decided yet exactly, like for a fact, what I'm gonna do, but what I was thinking was just going 240 default weight. You don't want to drop the weight a lot because you're a post scorer and you're gonna need that weight and strength for your post scoring moves. It would help with, you know, being a stretch primary to give you some more of that lateral quickness and the speed and acceleration. But like I said, being a post scorer as well, it kind of makes more sense to me to go ahead and leave it in the middle. That way you're not adding on more weight to be too slow, and you don't want to take away too much weight to end up getting babied while you're trying to post somebody up. As far as wingspan, I think this kind of relates to the same thing as being a two-way stretch 4. This is one of those builds where you need your wingspan, but if you want better shooting, then you could go ahead and lower it. So right now with the default wingspan, my open shot 3 is a 78. If you were to go ahead and max this out, because you're a post scorer, you know, most post scorers, they go ahead and they max out their wingspan for the contested shot mid range and the contested shot 3. If you were to max it out, you have an open shot 3 of 73. If you were to minimize this because you wanted better shooting, and you thought a better shooting rating for your post moves would help you more, then your open shot 3 would be an 82. Now, I know I said earlier that I would prefer to have my 3-ball be above an 80 or around an 82. In this build right here with the default wingspan, the open shot 3 is only a 78. But of course, with takeover, with boost, I'm at exactly where I want to be and more. So to me, having that 78 open shot 3, it's alright. It's close enough to 80 for me. Along with that, for my post fadeaway, post hook, and post control, they are all 80s. That to me is huge because, like I said before, plus boost, plus takeover, and then especially once I hit 94 and I have my double takeover, you know, this build is going to be an absolute monster. I don't believe that this build right here can be guarded one-on-one. I could left, right, D-pad cheese you. I could post you up and ISO you and leave you on the island by yourself and drop step you to death. You know, there's just so many things that I could do to get a bucket, and I'm honestly surprised that I don't see more people with this build. But this would be my build that I'm gonna go with for NBA 2K20, man. If y'all like the video, go ahead and make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on that notification bell. And I'll see you guys in the next one, man. I'm out.